You ever finish a show and think, man, I should have started this way earlier? Well, you're not alone. Today, we're diving into 10 fantasy series that don't just entertain, they pull you in. Chew on your soul a little and stay with you. Let's get into it.
You better die when I show up.
Let's kick things off with something creepy kooky and absolutely binge-worthy. Wednesday takes the legendary Addams Family's daughter and throws her into Nevermore Academia School for outcasts, monsters, and misfits. But this isn't just about being weird. Wednesday's got psychic powers, a murder mystery to solve, and more sarcasm than the entire internet combined. Jenna Ortega completely owns the role. Her deadpan delivery, pure gold. Add in a gothic vibe, supernatural twists, and that viral dance scene. This one's unforgettable. It's not just teen drama. It's a stylish, spooky murder mystery you'll finish in 2 sittings. Max.
We want you to kill someone.
Preacher.
The buckets of guns, sex, and drugs. What are we waiting on?
Alright, let's get weird. Like, really weird. Preacher is about a small-town Texas preacher who gets possessed by a supernatural force that lets him command people by speaking with his vampire best friend and his badass ex-girlfriend. He sets out on a road trip across America to literally find God who, by the way, has gone missing. Yeah, that's the plot. And somehow, it gets even crazier. It's bloody, it's funny. It's full of theological chaos and bar fights. And Joseph Gilgan as Cassidy the Irish Vampire. It's one of the greatest side characters in fantasy TV, hands down. It's wild in the best way, and once you start, you won't stop. Let's be real, live-action anime adaptations don't exactly have the best track record. But One Piece, this one hits different. It follows Monkey D. Luffy, a goofy, stretchy pirate with a heart of gold, on his quest to find the legendary treasure, known as the One Piece, and become king of the pirates. The cast brings so much charm, especially Inaki Godoy as Luffy. He's all energy, heart, and optimism. Even if you've never touched the anime, this show welcomes you in with open arms and punches you in the feels with every episode. It's high seas fantasy with Soul Land. Yeah, it'll make you want a straw hat. Vampires. Check. Ancient family drama. Big check. Set in New Orleans, The Originals is all about the first vampire family returning home to reclaim their city and deal with about 1,000 years of issues. Klaus Michelson is one of the most uncomplicated anti-heroes in TV fantasy, violent, broken, emotional, and incredibly watchable. His siblings. It's equally messy. It's got witches, werewolves, power plays, and a constant sense of doom wrapped in Southern Gothic vibes. And somehow, it still finds space for deep emotional storytelling. Trust me, if you like your fantasy with a shot of tragedy and a whole lot of blood, this is it. Alright, hear me out. Teen Wolf starts like a typical high school drama, but then it snowballs into a full-blown supernatural epic. Werewolves, banshees, kitsunes, hellhound. This show has a lot going on, and surprisingly, it works. Scott McCall's journey from average teen to alpha werewolf is packed with emotional moments, big battles, and genuinely scary villains. But the real magic? It's friendship, especially between Scott and Styles. That duo carries the heart of the show. If you want fantasy that grows with its characters and throws in some chaos along the way, this is worth every season.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
And Helsing, you murderer!
The world's gone to hell. Literally, vampires rule everything. And then she wakes up. Vanessa Van Helsing isn't just a vampire slayer, she can actually turn vampires back into humans. That one twist changes everything. This show is gritty, post-apocalyptic, and definitely not shy about blood and survival. It's got angels, demons, ancient clans, and some truly unhinged vampire bosses. It's not your typical polished fantasies rough around the edges, but that's part of its charm. If The Walking Dead had more fangs and more mythology, it'd look like this. Now let's talk about existential horror ... Korean style. In Hellbound, people suddenly start getting visited by shadowy creatures who tell them when they'll die, and then violently drag them to hell on live TV. Yeah, it's as disturbing as it sounds and incredibly powerful. This show isn't just supernatural show, Kit dives into cults, sphere, and how society falls apart when justice becomes performative. It's deep, dark, and incredibly well acted. Only 6 episodes, but man, it stays with you. Magic, war, romance, betrayal. You want the full fantasy package? Here it is. Shadow and Bone takes place in a world split by a wall of darkness called the Fold, filled with deadly creatures. Lena, a map maker, discovers she's the legendary Sun Summoner and might be the only one who can destroy it. It's got a complex magical system, morally gray villains. Shout out to Ben Barnes as the Darkling, and an ensemble cast you'll absolutely get attached to. The world building is top tier. The vibes are dark and elegant, and the twists hit hard. If you liked The Witcher or Game of Thrones but want something with a bit more heart, this is a great pick. Humans and mythical creatures living side by side. Sounds magical, except not. In Carnival Row, Fae and other magical refugees have fled their homeland and now live oppressed in a steampunk city called the Bird. Orlando Bloom plays a detective trying to solve a string of brutal murders. Akira DeLeving's a winged rebel with secrets. It's fantasy noir with a touch of political commentary and loads of visual style. The world is rich, the themes are relevant, and the wings are very cool. If you're tired of the same old medieval fantasy worlds, this is something completely different.
He's a good bear. You won't have any trouble.
Last but not least, parallel universes, talking animals, and a war against God. Based on Philip Pullman's classic novels, His Dark Materials follows Lyra, girl with a mysterious destiny and a golden compass that tells the truth. In her world, everyone has a demon and animal companion that reflects their soul. This show is intellectual, emotional, and visually stunning. Ruth Wilson as Mrs. Coulter is chilling. James McAvoy brings the gravitas. Daphne Keane is phenomenal. It's cheap fantasy with big ideas, freedom, authority, consciousness, and it delivers on every front. 10 incredible worlds, 10 stories you'll wish you had started sooner. Which one are you diving into first? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a fellow fantasy addict.